Today we continue with our class of Hilchot Deot. Today's class number 28. We continue with what we continue with Sefer Shmiras Haloshon, and the next today's topic is pure and wholesome. Okay. So it says, by rejecting Lashon Hara as false, one ensures that his study of the Torah is full and fulfillment of other mitzvot remain wholesome and untainted. That's a big promise, right? So if we reject the Lashon Hara, so the Torah basically is going to remain wholesome and untainted. So meaning it's unbelievable. One who is in the habit of listening to Lashon Hara is liable to those thousands of mitzvahs which he could have performed specifically, and many responses of Amen, Amen Yehei Shmei Rabba, and many times and minutes of the Torah study that can be lost while listening to the gossip. First of all, practical thing is, so instead of doing something productive, instead of saying Amen, answering Amen, like in some shuls, people can continue talking during repetition, Shona Esra and stuff like that. Not in shul that I go, that Baruch Hashem, even if somebody like Anna would come, started talking, so few people would shish him, so which is good, and Rabbi was also trying. So that's a big deal, I think. So compared to many other places that I saw. Right, but people who talk, I mean, of course, I don't hear everybody, so maybe they're talking in the back, so they miss all this opportunity. I mean, Hishmei Rabba. Generally speaking, gossip monger are eager to sell their wares to anyone who is willing to listen. So, like you see, they is looking for a victim, right? Who is going to listen? Okay, yeah.
Oh, what's it called? So you remember we said that, let's say someone's doing a deraisa, he has to stop immediately, not do less than deraisa, not 50 minutes of goyish music, then 49, and so on and so forth until 0. Correct?
Okay. Yes. Good.
Yeah. So my question is, with gossip, okay? Now I thought, why do people like that? What? With gossip, right?
Yeah, gossip. Okay, you're breaking up. Got it. Yeah, gossip. Mm-hmm.
So with gossip, I thought to myself, why do people like learning history so much? This English queen, all these kings, whatever, right?
Exactly,
why
yeah.
so much gossip, right? So yeah. My question is like this: gossip drama. If someone wants to stop doing gossip, is he allowed to learn all the secular history, or no? Or he has to not do even that? Like to calm down from actual doing the Avera itself to learning about the Avera.
So all of the history to begin with, it's mostly speculations.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the king said this to his general. I mean, were you there? Like how this guy knows? You understand? About this history, of course, it's a gossip. So I mean, if you need to learn it for whatever reason, for your education, yeah, you're allowed. You understand? But don't do any extra. Don't do extra researches into the history. You understand? But I think it's the same approach as with any other nonsensical things in your life. You just cut it off.
Understood. But one thing, for example, on Tish B'Av, we're allowed to learn Josephus, right?
Yeah, but he was a Jewish historian. Like, come on, he was like yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I agree. But as far as I know, I heard from I saw in a Sefer by Rosh Yeshiva in Yerushalayim that he became Hellenistic or whatever later on.
Okay.
My thing is like this though. Are you allowed to learn like his farm, like just because you want to, like those farm, or no?
I'm not sure, but what is going to add this for him? Like history, what happened? Like how it's going to bring you close to Hashem? I don't understand. Yeah, understand. So I think to answer this question in general. So always look at the things. Is it going to help me to get closer to Hashem or not?
Got it.
or better, if I have this 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 hour, how should I invest it in my future? In a final judgment, is it going to help me, or it's going to stand against me? Understand? That's I think it answers all the questions. Okay, like some I had another class, a few other classes, and one person asked me. So he said, how did he put it? About tzedakah. So he said should, but he said we should give tzedakah to all of the Hashem's creation, right? Not only to Jews, but all the Gentiles, all the right? Of course, yeah. You understand? I said, yeah, exactly. If you learn the laws of tzedakah, so it's on like after priority. So you start with your family, you start with the poor people, you start with the Talmud Chachamim, you start with yeshiva, then you go to your city, then you go to your country, then you go to poor people in Jerusalem, then you go to the poor people in Eretz Yisrael. And after you're done with the list, yeah, of course you're allowed to help the non-Jews. You understand? But by this time, it's basically you broke. You understand? So yeah, let's stay away from all of these things that detract us from being close to Hashem. Okay, so continue. Okay, so one more time, the last line. Generally speaking, gossip mongers are eager to sell their wares to anyone who is willing to listen at any time. So whoever, like he's looking for the next person, and sometimes there's another guy that comes to my show. Sometimes I don't know why he comes, but he would tell exactly the same story to one guy, to another, and he's like we have like very like deep voice, very loud voice, and you hear, okay, come on, stop it. You understand? So he's like looking with whoever is going to make eye contact, he's going to tell his stories basically. Unfortunately. Okay, listen. Even in a synagogue, while prayers are in progress. So I mean, why should it stop him? I mean, everybody's here. Everybody have nothing to do in his mind, so he's going to engage everybody in conversation. And in a study hall, while the Torah is being learned, so you see the Sefer is open, like, and then this guy comes and start talking to you. Like, you should know more. They carry on conversation while Kaddish is being recited. So it many times, unfortunately. During Chazan repetition of Shmona Esrei, Chazoras Hashatz, it says that the one who speaks during the repetition of Shmona Esrei, Shulchan Aruch say, his sin is too great to bear. One more time is only this expression is used. This sin is too great to bear. Where about when Cain is talking to Hashem when he killed Hevel, he said, "My sin is too great to bear." And Shulchan Aruch is not a Musar book. He said that's about a person who speaks during Chazoras Hashat. So to say that only I know if it says clear in Shulchan Aruch, it's not sure. People still they continue doing it. And during the public reading of the Torah, okay, when a person is known to refrain from listening to Lashon Hara, gossip monger would avoid speaking in his presence. So I mean that they would, that they feel embarrassed, right? Even when their words are intended for others to hear and not for him. So basically, or they're going to ignore him, but they're not going to tell him. Basically, one who seeks to be completely innocent of the sin of accepted Lashon Hara. So accepting meaning that you heard. Maybe you were like passively hearing this. I mean, you mind your business, but you heard whatever was said. But if you accept it, that's a problem. He should, on a steady basis, speak to the member of his immediate family regarding the imperative Shmiras Haloshon. Basically, you have to teach your surroundings. Whoever is around you, you have to teach them. He should tell them what the great reward and being zealous in a matter of speech and severe retribution the one who incurs the transgressions, they incur for transgressing the sin of speaking and accepting Lashon Hara. So as we said, when Lashon Hara is spoken, the three people suffer: the one who speaks, the one about whom they speak, and the one who listens. Okay. Yes, go ahead. Okay, I'm listening. I'm going to get the water, but I'm listening.
No problem.
Okay, go ahead.
In regards to what you said about Kaddish and let's say Shemona Ezra, the repetition, I was wondering, what about let's say I have a Sefer open while I'm talking about another subject in Torah. Am I allowed to have it open, or am I not allowed to have it open?
If it's only temporarily, so you're allowed to get it on. But if it's longer conversation and you learn in Torah, and now somebody is asking you, I don't know, some irrelevant thing, right? So you have to close it. It's a disrespect to the Torah. For example, you want to go to the bathroom, whatever you want to, like, I don't know, you want to make a phone call, even if it's going to take 1 minute. So it would be respectful just to close Sefer Torah. No, not Sefer Torah.
Got it.
Okay, continue. So we continue with we're on chapter 5, right? We're up to Halachah number 13. It's a page, if somebody's found, 326. So let's read the Halachah without commentary. It's actually it's the last Halachah in this chapter. And then we go back and read this commentary, and we're going to explain. The Torah sage should conduct his business dealing with honesty in good faith. When his answer is no, he says no. When his answer is yes, he says yes. He is stringent with himself in his accountings, gives and yields to others when he buys from them, but is not demanding about what they owe him. He pays for the purchases immediately. He does not act as a guarantor, accept object for deposit, or to act as a debit collector for a lender. He accepts obligations in a matter of buying and selling, for which the Torah does not hold him liable, in order to uphold and not go back on his verbal commitment. And if others have obligations to him, by law he grants them an extension and pardons them. He lends and bestows gifts. He does not encroach upon another's occupation, nor does he ever cause someone discomfort. The rule is that he should be among the pursued and not the pursuers, among those who accept humiliation, but not among those who humiliate others. Whoever does all the above and the like, of him Yeshayahu 49:6 states, and he said to me, "You are my servant, Israel, through whom I will be glorified."
Rabbi,
Okay. Yes.
Is it not 49:3, not 49:6?
In my book, it says 49:6.
Interesting. Okay. Either way, I had a question, and that is over here. I think we talked about it before. The Mefarshim sometimes say, "Oh, why does it say Torah sage over here?" And other times it says wise man, right?
Yes.
But over here it says Torah sage. But it seems like all this applies to a normal wise person. So why doesn't it say wise person?
Sure. No, it says Talmid Chacham. I'm not sure. So let's try to learn. So okay, let's try. So how do we translate Talmid Chacham? Talmid is a student, and Chacham is a wise. So it's wise student. So all of us, like in some sense, if we try to learn, try to understand, and try to live by whatever we learn, we all, in some sense, Talmid Chachamim. Understand? Okay, so in some sense. Okay, but of course the world thinks that Talmid Chacham is like it's only like extraordinary, pious people, which is not. Okay, so continue. I mean, they included, but some others also. So continue. I mean, from the beginning is commentaries. A Torah sage should conduct his business dealing with honesty and good faith. Okay, so what does it mean? So let's see. 154, Yoma 86a list. This one of the ways a person can make his name, make the name of God beloved. Shabbos 1:1 and TB explained that the death of people, death of people who conducted their business dealing honestly was one of the reasons Yerushalayim was destroyed. So basically, because if people know that this person is a Jew and he's an honest person, right? So this brings glory to Hashem. Of course, not only a Jew, but he's a religious Jew. And if he has if he acts opposite, so it brings big desecration to Hashem's name. When his answer is no, he says no. When his answer is yes, he says yes. 155, and we're going to explain. He does not try to deceive others and create false impression. See chapter 2, Halachah 6. So basically, it's under the business. So all of this, our interpersonal communication could be seen as business, right? I mean, it's some dealings, right? We deal with people. So if somebody asking you a question, so you can say no. There is no problem. There is no problem to say. You don't have to go in 30 minutes spiel and say I would love to, I would, but I could, and stuff like that. So just say no, I cannot. I'm sorry. That's it. Or but if you say I will, don't say yes and with no intention of doing this. That's very bad. He's stringent with himself when he's accounting. So what does it mean? 156. There is in his debts and the debts his own of his debts and debts he owed him, right? So whatever he has to pay back and whatever he has to receive. So he's very strict with his accounting, meaning that he writes down everything. Now to be precise, alternative Cheshbon could mean when drawing up a bill. Okay, usually Cheshbon is account, but here they say different interpretation. Okay, when describing the redemption of a Jew sold to Gentiles, Vayikra 25:50 states, make an account with his master. Baba Kama 113b asks, may we deceive him? And he replies, the Torah states, make an account. So account meaning precise. That's exactly what they say, what the Rambam is saying. There is being meticulous in the account. See also Hilchot Geneva 7:8, Rambam commentary to Mishnah Kelim 12:7. So I was a witness today of something. So it was a conversation. I happened to be in the room of a Jew and non-Jew, and they will try to do this. Jew ask a non-Jew to do some work for him, and he said, "Look, you have to write down all of the days that you work, hours and stuff like that, so all your expenses, and I'm going to reimburse. I'm going to pay your salary, and I'm going to reimburse." And this, you know what this non-Jew said? No, he said, I want you to do that, because I trust you more than I trust myself. You understand? So I think in my mind, this answer was big Kiddush Hashem that this Jew did, right? That he saw, so this non-Jew trusts him more than he trusts himself. That this Jew is whatever, he's not going to cheat me. He's going to pay me whatever needs to be paid. I think it's amazing. Okay, continue. He pays for his purchases immediately. Coming to him. Yoma 86a quotes Rav saying, what example of Hilchot Hashem? the desecration of God's name, were I to purchase meat and not to pay butcher immediately. So there is no explanation. I think there what does it mean? So I think if I remember the explanation there correctly, so the people who, like let's say people in a store in life, that they might think that Rav wants to get free meat from this butcher. You understand? So he has no intention to pay. Like that's what he wants to do. Just take it for free and do. Because he's in the position of rabbinical authority. So he said that's why Rav said. So in my case, it's going to be Haloshon. So I have to pay immediately. Other people, they can have a tab in a store and write down like I owe you this, I owe that. There is no problem. But for him, that's a Haloshon. In Hilchot Yesodei HaTorah 5:11, Rambam also refers to this statement, but qualifies it adding, this is when he has the means to pay. Okay, so Rambam there. Okay, so if he has money, basically, I mean, if he does not have money and he is this Talmid Chacham as all other poor people who cannot afford, that's a different story, right? The commentaries debate whether here Rambam is restating the statements of Hilchot Yesodei HaTorah, or make a different point. There is though buying on credit when one cannot pay immediately is not considered Hilchot Hashem, it is not befitting the Torah stage. That's how we understand. So there is no problem. So people, or for example, some people today buy on with a credit card. In some instances, the credit card is like a payment, is a good payment. In other instances, it's not good. So I give you examples. When somebody is getting married, this and he bought a ring, right, for his bride. He bought a ring. So this ring must be paid off completely. It must be his. So if he paid, I don't know, if he bought it two days ago, right, 5 days ago, and paid it to this credit card, so most likely this payment did not go through yet. So it's not his ring. You understand? So, but in this case, they say there is no problem. Okay, continue.
Rabbi, question.
Yes.
If I make a deal with someone, right, a business deal is, I think halachically, he gives me something, I give him something, okay?
Okay.
So if I tell, let's say there's $1,000 ring, okay, and we make a deal, you pay me $700 now, and you pay me $300 later, then deal, right? So that does it count as if he owns all the ring when he gets the 500 or no? The 700, I mean.
Does he give? It's a good question. Does he only? I don't think so. No, he didn't pay. He did not pay. He gave you something, but he did not pay. The price is 1,000.
Understood.
Yeah, go ahead, Israel. Go ahead.
About this of paying, I heard somewhere that the best thing is to it was a Gentile person talking to another Gentile person that about payments. He said that you must how to say pay with your credit card because the cost, and if someone is hacking your account, it will be to the account of the corporation. Is that a good advice, or that is cheating a company is also a severe sin?
I mean, we know if it's true advice, if he wants him of the issue, that's a good advice. If it's not true advice, I mean, it all depends on the circumstance. I don't know. You understand? So there is no problem with the credit card. 95 of my transactions, 95% of my transactions are with credit card. You understand? So I pay everywhere from credit because it's convenient. I don't have to wear. I don't get to bring my my cash everywhere.
But my question is, if having in mind that you are going to be unaware of dangers of hacking or all of those crimes. It is a thing. I mean, their intention is to cheat the company.
So what's that? They want to cheat the company like initially, or like what do you mean?
Yes, because they think, oh, they are so big companies, they can afford
Okay, yeah.
a
So it's
certain
not,
amount of.
okay, I apologize. I didn't get your point initially. Yeah, it's not allowed to, of course, no. So
And that is
you're not allowed to, you have to distance yourself. It's actually next chapter. I'll look a little ahead. So next chapter is it's going to talk about all these people. You have to distance from them as far as possible. Okay, so let's continue. So we said that this person has to be strict with his accounting, right? With all of these people. Plus 158. Continue. He does not act as a guarantor, except object for deposit as a guarantor. 159. The Proverbs 11:15 states, "One who acts as a guarantor for the stranger shall surely suffer harm. One who hates suretyship is safe." It's suretyship. Okay, we're going to explain. This warning is echoes in Yevamos 109a. Flee from three things: the annulment of the arrangement of the minor, right? Miyun, I think. Accepting deposit and sovereign as a guarantor. So okay, so three things that are not good basically for people, right? So
right.
Yes.
A guarantor is exactly what? What do we say guarantor means over here?
No, one second. I'm going to explain that the guarantor is something like say for a strange person. So this guy, I don't know, met you somewhere on he's nice and he's funny and stuff like that, and you know him as a neighbor for 2 weeks, and he said, you know, I have to take this loan, but you know, this happened to me, that happened. Can you? I have job. I have 3 jobs. I have 8 deposit boxes. I have this. I have to. I expect shipment from China, and when I sell, I'm going to buy Empire State Building. If you want, since you're my neighbor, your buddy, you see, I give you 1 floor. You can do whatever. You can rent. You can move there. You can do basically whatever you want. You understand? But just sign, please. I need to get this car. I need to buy this truck, so I can get to the JFK and get the shipment. You understand? And you, of course, look. What I have to lose? If you give me the whole floor in the Empire State Building, I am going to be like so rich. You understand? So Rambam is saying, and I would say, this person is stupid. You're not allowed. You're not allowed to be a guarantor for the people. And you like sometimes, and people like, I don't know, like they ask me a few times in my life to be a guarantor. Like a person who cannot manage finances. Even if somebody is related to me, I say, "You're normal." Why would they do that? Well, because if you guarantor, you have a job, you have a parnasa. This guy basically say, okay, they cannot collect from me. They're going to collect from my uncle. So let him. My uncle is rich. He does not know how to live large, right? He tried to be frugal, right? So let him pay for my car. Let him pay for my vacation. You understand? So you sign up. You as a guarantor, so you're responsible for the whole loan. That's not smart, unless somebody is very close to it, and unless there's a children and parents or brother and sister. So you know this person is reliable, and he's in such a situation that he needs your help. But if you're not ready to pay the whole amount for whatever reason, so don't be a guarantor. So, and there are actually what other people? So one of that, the warning is echoed in Yevamos: flee from 3 things: annulment of the marriage of the minor. So this annulment of the marriage. So if I remember correctly, right? So a father can sell his daughter as a maid to a Jewish house, with the condition that this guy, the owner of the house, is going to marry this daughter when she comes to age, right? Bas mitzvah, basically 12 years old, right? But let's say he sold her at 7. So at 7, a normal girl can work. She can, I mean, not today's girl, but in the olden days, they can take care of the sheep, and they can milk the cow, and all of this, many things they know how to cook. So many things they can help. And then so she grows up, growing up in this master's house. And after that, when she is mature, he can marry her. Okay, so it's very good, but father gets the money. That's a good thing. So the father, he thinks it's a good thing. So, but this girl, I think, if I remember correctly, so if she's from age 12 to 12 and a half, she can just annul this marriage. I think even in the presence of one witness of this guy, or I don't remember exactly details, but she can say, you know what, I don't want to marry this guy, and that's it. She's free. You understand? And she's so free. This is annulment of the marriage, and she can even marry a Kohen, if I remember it correctly. Divorcee cannot marry the Kohen, but she can. So it's a special case. So this is such an embarrassment. This is such a weird situation. You understand? So they say flee. So that's why sages say flee from that. Minor accepting deposit. So basically, people give you deposit, and then they don't know what to do with that. I mean, it's somebody steals your ring with this deposit. It's a lot of headaches. You understand? The guy is trying to hide with you. I mean, if you read the book of Rabbi Zilberstein, Zilber, that's all, right? So how did he got into the camps, right? And it's a prison camps. How did he get? Because somebody was trying to I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how they call it in English, but no, it's bonds. No, I remember. That's the correct word is bonds. So government issued bonds, useless. No, everybody knew they're not going to pay. And one guy, elderly guy, decided. I mean, he became like a stockbroker suddenly, right? So he started buying these bonds for half a price. So people got stuck. I mean, it's useless piece of paper. So let's say it's cost $10. Okay, maybe the government is going to pay in 10 years, maybe not, or 5 years, whatever terms were. So they say, I better get today $5. Then who knows what is going to happen to me in 5 years? I need $5 to feed my family. So this guy bought a lot of these bonds, and when he was scared that police is going to come to him to search, he asked Rabbi Zilber to hide his bonds. And where? I mean, a simple. Rabbi Zilber put it under his bed. And guess what? It was they issued a search warrant. I don't remember how it happened. They came and they found these bonds. I mean, you can buy basically if you want, but they gave him actually 2 or 3 years. There was a sentence because of it, and that's how he got into prison. It's almost died there many times. Understand? So for what? For accepting deposit. Why do you need this deposit? This guy wants to buy. Go throw it out. Go to your mama. Go to somewhere. Go to the cemetery. Don't bring it to me. You understand this responsibility? I think it's a good example. Okay, and we discussed guarantor. It was 159. So one more time, he pays for his purchases immediately. He does not act as a guarantor. Act as a guarantor. 159. Accept deposit. Accept objects for deposit. Okay, so 160. Our translation based on a passage in Yevamos quoted above. Alternatively, kablan could be interpreted as guarantor, who makes a more encompassing commitment. See Hilchas Malve Velove. Kablan in other places is translated actually as what should we call this, contractor. So yeah, hello. So some people work like they being paid by hours, but some people are contractor. So kablan is also contractor. So don't be this stupid contractor basically. Okay. Or after the debt collector for the lender. Okay, that's an activity which Shmiras 31a applies to the words of censure found in Yechezkel 18:18. And he did not act properly among his people for such an individual. So also Hilchas Shluchim 5:5. So basically, the one who goes and collects the debts, and that's how Jews got established themselves in all Eastern Europe, right? When they came to Eastern Europe, they were kicked out from Germany, from France, from England, so they went more east. And so many people in Eastern Europe, including the kings, right? All of this in Poland, right? They were illiterate basically. Only few people knew how to read and write. Or Jews mostly were educated. So king said, and they were not allowed to have a land, not own a land. It was forbidden. So, and many other professions also were forbidden, so they started working for a king as a tax collector, basically, because they could write, they read, they could keep the records, and that's how it started. And exactly it says that it is forbidden, right, to be a collector, right, so of the debt, which is a problem. And then this Poles, right, so it was in their blood to hate Jews. Why? Because they didn't see like they're paying these taxes to the king, this king. They saw they gave money, the actual money to the Jew, and the Jews had some like commission from whatever they could get. So very sad story, even though Torah said it explicitly. But on the other hand, it was almost no choice. I mean, these wicked people were pressing Jews very much. Okay, continue. He accepts obligation in a matter of buying and selling, for which the Torah does not hold him liable, in order to uphold and not go back on his verbal commitment. Okay, so what does it mean? 162. According to the Torah law, the translation is not completed. Transaction is not completed until it is confirmed by kinyan and formal legal action. So let me read one more time. He accepted obligation in a matter of buying and selling, for which the Torah does not hold him liable, in order to uphold and not to go back on a verbal commitment. So as I think we discussed some time ago, so the minute if you say word, so you say I'm buying, so and then this guy, he already ordered something, like, I don't know, from his supplier. So of course he pays for shipment, right? And then you call him and say, no, you know what, I changed my mind. I want to go with a newer model, older model, like whatever. I want to go blue, but you have only red and stuff like that. So that's not good, basically, right? So meaning the kinyan is not complete. Kinyan is when you take official possession of the item. So if it's movable item, you have to move it, you have to pick it up, do something. If it's not movable item, like real estates, there are different ways of acquisition. So let's see. So basically, he did not complete an acquisition. So technically, he can bring it back or say, give me my money back and stuff like that. So it would be no problem according to Torah law. But since he gave his word, so he trying to like righteously, basically. So commentary 162. According to the Torah law, the transaction is not complete until it is confirmed by a kinyan, a formal legal act, whatever is it. So pick it up, move it, sit on it, right? Thus, even though two individuals have verbally agreed to a transaction, the agreement does not constitute a binding obligation. So just because they agreed, it does not constitute binding obligation. Nevertheless, a man of good faith will stand by his verbal commitment, and the person who fails to do so does not find favor in the eyes of the sages. So that's to put it mildly. So he promised and he went back on his word. So our sages basically, I think we said that they cursed the guy. It says in Baba Metzia 48a and 49a. So also Shvi'it 10:9, and the Rambam commentary to the Mishnah and the Hilchos Mihira 7:8. The case of Mishnah states that some texts read, he does not accept obligation, for which the Torah does not hold him liable. He favors that version, which interprets as a referring to one who refuses to accept obligations he is not liable for. However, the case of Mishnah also agrees that once a person makes a verbal commitment, he should honor it as mentioned above. Okay. See commentary of Aramiach. So basically, you said something out loud. You said that the person is counting on this commission, on this, on that.
Rabbi.
Yeah.
When someone says Beezrat Hashem, does it count the same as saying Bli Neder or no?
I think it's the same.
Oh, got it. Okay.
But I mean, so Bli Neder means literally, I don't want to. I don't want to make a neder. Neder is a strong promise, like an oath. I don't want to take an oath. A Beezrat Hashem means that I'm going to do, and with God's help, I'm going to be successful. So what is it? What is the difference? I mean, maybe there is some difference, but I mean, it says clear. Rambam says clear. Whatever you say doesn't matter. If that person get an indication that's what you're planning to do, that's it. You understand? So if he understood, if he's normal, some people not normal, right? You just look at something and say, "Oh, you want to buy it? You want to buy it?" And he started rapping for you. Like, stop it! I'm not right. He started offering you good prices. I mean, I'm stop. Right? But if he's a normal person and then you're a normal person and you say, "Yeah, I want to buy it. I like it." So always you can. Why do you have to say Bli Neder? Why is like don't promise, don't promise. You understand? But if somebody put you in a corner and said, and I don't know, I demand some kind of promise, so I mean, still don't. It's better not to. You understand? Say no. But when you say no, oh no, okay, so stop. So you said, but if you can you try? Okay, yeah, I'm going to try Bli Neder. You understand? So they then when people have hope, for example, especially like you have minions and some. I remember in a place where I work, I was when all the Gaboim left. So basically, nobody wanted to take care of the minion. It's like not the most the best job basically, right? So I took over. So and some people would say, yeah, I'm coming, and it was exactly 10 people. I got count exactly 10. So I send a mail to everybody. So please come on time. I have a minion. And then somebody would not, and that one would not come. 9 people. I was ready like to be burned on a place. Everybody will look at me like everybody left in the middle of the working day, not in the middle during the lunchtime. Right? Most of the time actually it was 4:30 or something, like midnight 4:30 or 4 p.m. I don't remember. Like in the middle of the day, they came because I said that they should come. I said that they should come because I saw nine sponsors that they're going to come. You understand? So that person who said he's coming, of course I know, I would not tell them who was number 10, it would be Loshen Hara, right? That's he gave his word and he didn't cancel it. So if he tell me, like, I don't know, 15 minutes, half an hour before, I would send everybody email. Sorry, there is no meaning. You understand? So it's so don't say bli neder. We need 10 people. Come. Period. Understand?
In what cases are you allowed to skim the truth? In what cases are you allowed to skim the truth when doing something?
So if it's for a peace purposes, right? So if these details is irrelevant, you understand? So this being like to the point, this particular about the truth, but it's when it creates more damage to than good. So why do you need to say it?
Understood. Okay.
Understand? So you just withhold some details. Okay, continue. If others have an obligation to him by law, he grants them extension and pardons them. So commentaries say, Psalms 112:5, I'm on commentary 163, quotes above state, it is good for a person to be generous and lend. So it's good, but every time, for example, when I lend the money, so I lend only the sum that I'm ready that they know never going to pay me back, basically. Otherwise, I'm not going to lend. Okay. And knowing that, so it was people in my life like 50-50. Some of them paid, some of them, I don't know, forgot, whatever happened. It doesn't matter. I mean, but big amounts, whatever people borrowed from me, they paid, basically. But small amounts, some people forgot. Can you know? But I was ready to lose that bigger amount and that small amount. You understand? So continue. He does not encroach upon another's occupation. Number 164. Psalm 181:8 interprets he who has not defiled his neighbor's wife. Right? It has called 8:6, so it's famous one. As referring to a person who did not encroach on colleague's source of income. Right? So people getting nervous that now you're taking over, you're going to take his job and stuff like that. Certain aspects of this behavior are forbidden by the Torah law. As Rambam mentioned in Hilchot Sanhedrin 8:6-10. Perhaps the Rambam implies that a person is extremely exemplary character should go beyond the measure of the law in this area. You understand? So even for example, if you know the guy is going to get nervous and stuff like that, so don't start the same business with him or start same activity like next to him, basically. Even though it is allowed by the law, you don't do anything illegal, basically. So one more time, the whole sentence from the beginning. He does not encroach on another person's occupation, nor does he ever cause someone discomfort. 165. Some of the commentaries see this as a reference to the prohibition of wrong decalic with speech. See Hilchas Mechira. Okay, so that's the big one, right? Continue after 165. And the rule is that he should be among the pursued and not the pursuers. So let's try to understand what is it? It's better when somebody pursue you. What's going on? So it says that there is one rule in creation that Hashem installed, one of the rules, as we know, the rule that's the Shiur does not make any sense, right? But another rule that Hashem is always with pursuit. So if this guy he's guilty 100%. and everybody is after him. They want to kill him, they want to lynch him, they want to do whatever bad things to him. So Hashem is going to be with this guy. He's going to be on the side of this guy. So be very careful. On one hand. On the other hand, so if people are against you and this and that, so remember Hashem always is downtrodden. He always is the one who is pursued. And how does it work in our history? How throughout the history? So Hashem said, "I always will." So when first we deserve the punishment, Chas v'shalom. So Hashem said, "This going, there's all the anti-Semites to pressure us to do Chas v'shalom bad things, as we know throughout the history." And then when we are running away, when we are pursued, Hashem said, I sometimes I want to annihilate you, my dear Jewish people, but there is a rule in the world that I'm with pursued, and now I'm going to revert the decree. Because they're pursuing you, I'm going to be on your side, even though you deserve the punishment. You understand? So this thing, when they pursue us, it's actually to our own advantage. I hope I explained it good. Okay. So. 1 second, sorry, I lost it. Among those who accept humiliation and not those who humiliate others. So we're going to read and explain. See chapter 2, Halachah 3, Hilchot Torah also concludes this passage from Yoma 23a. Okay. So basically what it says that there are three things that can help with this person's cleansing from his sins, right? So for many sins, for all of the sins that the punishment is caused, right? So a person has to go through suffering, some kind of suffering. So, and also just explain there are three ways of suffer, right? So first is a death, right? So somebody is Chas v'shalom, not on us, not on our family. Somebody in this guy's family died. He himself died. One way. Second way is somebody gets sick, right? Well, it's actually 4. I said 3. Somebody's getting sick, also not good, or he's losing money, right? So that's like a cleansing of the person. And the fourth one is to get embarrassed in public. Understand? So but embarrassed in public, if you take it as a match, if you just quiet, it do not answer. What do you answer? Nothing. So our sages say, what is the word suspended on, right? All of the it's like all of the objects in this world has to be suspended on something, right? Like on a chair, like on a table, whatever it is, like on some columns, like suspended on nothingness. So the world is suspended on nothingness. So in Yov, they explain what is nothingness. Well, what does it mean? And they explain on the people who do not answer when being humiliated. So always remember, so always be ready. I would say that's my approach. Always be ready that somebody is going to humiliate. Of course, it's not so easy always to be ready, but if you humiliate publicly, you just keep quiet. You keep quiet, you take this humiliation, and this humiliation is going to cleanse you very much. Instead of what? Instead of sicknesses, instead of what? Instead of dying, instead of what? Instead of losing money and all of the other bad things that can happen. So that's what exactly Rambam means. Right? Continue. Whoever does all of the above and the like, of him, the Yeshayahu 49:6 states, and he said to me, "You are my servant, Israel, through whom I will be glorified." So it's Hashem talking, right? 167. Rambam statements have the tone of summation, right? This halachah concludes this discussion of the mitzvah of developing characters, developing our characters in an attempt to follow the path of God, right? That's what our goal, to follow the path of God. Chapter 6 begins the discussion of different subjects and touch on our relations with others. So here, between us and God, and next chapter. Okay, so it's a perfect time to stop. I mean, with this, but we can go to the questions. Perfect time. Okay, go ahead, guys. Any topic now. No questions? We go. Okay.
For me, I wanted to ask better the previous question.
Okay.
So, for example, big companies offer, for example, refund if some user declares that he does not know a certain movement in his account, in his credit account, for example. So here people in this country, here people like to abuse this feature. They are being, how do you say, they don't care when they don't take the necessary steps to protect their accounts. So hackers and other cyber criminals steal their data, and they make purchases with this data.
Okay, I see, yeah.
So I think the company, from my viewpoint, I think that thinking about cheating a company is not a good idea. I'm not sure.
Of course, it's 100% stealing. I'm not sure why is it. It's a stealing.
With these cases around the world where they scam the insurance companies.
I see. Yeah, I see.
Is it the same? So for me, so the question is this a severe sin for Jews and Gentiles?
Of course, yes. It's for Jews and for non-Jews. For the violation of the sin is a death penalty, no more, no less. So you can, by the punishment you can judge that it's very serious sin.
Rabbi.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you have to check pistachios for bugs?
Maybe I never heard about bugs in pistachios.
So
I'm not sure. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. So I heard from one rabbi, his son deals with this type of stuff, and he said you have to check. Now cashews, it sounds like you always have to check, but pistachios, I asked someone else. He said it depends who you ask with all these anyways. So I'm not too sure. But does that count? Let's say you need 2 doubts to eat these pistachios, right? Does that
pistachio? You mean this? What was it? Like prepared pistachio? We're not talking about raw pistachios, right? We're talking about like fried whatever, right?
I'm talking about the ones you get from the bag. Just the ones you get from the bag, you open them up.
Okay.
So
okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's it called? I heard 50-50, depends who you ask. My question is if that counts as one of the doubts you're allowed to use.
No, it's not a doubt. I have to look into it. I don't know. I have to look into it.
Understood.
Okay, any other questions? Or we stop here? Tell me. All right, so let's stop here. It was a short class. Then so until tomorrow, same time, 9 p.m. Okay?